Hey guys, what's up? I know the title says it all, you must be very shocked. Hey man, you may not realize it, but if you haven't kept up with me and my Mal or my anime list or something, you'll understand that I always update a lot of things every time I watch a certain episode or read a certain chapter. After reading this chapter, I thought it might be best to make a recap and talk about it because this chapter, I really wish I watched Jujutsu Kaisen before reading this chapter. I really wish I could have watched Jujutsu Kaisen, man, before reading this chapter, because right now I just can't seem to focus, and I think talking about it might be the best thing to do. Now, it might be strange and weird for me to do something very late in the game, which I should have done a long time ago, but, I am what I am, and it is what it is, so if anything else, let's just get this started. We had to it that All Might talks about Deku or Izuku, about how words, not words, emotions that feel like it's coursing through them. Like he's conversing with the previous holder of One for All's truth, his predecessor's test, And then we have to it that All Might gets a visit from Hawks and Blue Genius talking about about the situation, especially something called One for All, because apparently the media is already talking about it right now, especially in particular. Its existence was revealed to some heroes who had joined into the battle towards the end of it, and the media is already picking up slowly and spreading it out right now. When I asked Endeavor about it, he told me that Shigaraki is going after Midoriya, And not only that, they want to solve all the issues before it ends up in a nasty tragedy. We're not fighting against just villains anymore. Society is up there and we're fighting against them as well. All Might remembers how he talked to Izuku that this must be a secret and must not be spread out, otherwise all hell will break loose, And unfortunately, knowing that All Might realizes that this isn't the best place to talk about something like this, All Might decides to tell Blue Genius and Hawks everything. By that time, Principal Nezu, our little mouse principal of UA High School, decides yeah, I'll sort this out immediately, and we get a narration about how 3 days have passed and the panic has not stopped. More than that, it's spreading like an infection, but not everyone is looking for something to blame. Show some integrity. Promise you won't make any more mistakes. We're worried. Assure us that we'll be safe. We're all barely hanging on by a thread here, was what they were thinking. Endeavor, on the other hand, decides to tell everything about the situation about his family, and everybody is pretty much says, well, some people who are watching from the news or computer or TV, they go what the heck? Are you serious? Even many others doesn't want to believe that. And we have to it that the media reporters gets upset about this, and they ask the allegation against Hawks and Beast Genius weren't, isn't it? And we have to it that Hawks explained that Mr. Genius faked his death so that I could infiltrate the League of Spillins as a spy. Though the rest of the allegations cannot be debunked, my father's criminal history and the death of the villain who tried to escape. For hiding my connection with my father, I deeply apologize. As for death of Bubagawa, there was no other course of action I felt was appropriate at that moment. I think he was talking about twice, wherever the case may be. But he even talked, this was twice. He even talked about if his duplication quirk, if left unchecked, would have caused more harm to society now than anything else. I wasn't able to avoid the violence. Once again, I deeply apologize. But one of the news reporters talked about Gigantomachia, She even asked hey, is this even okay? My mother was actually injured. Just saying everything was true, we're deeply sorry, isn't going to fix everything. Do you realize just how many people have lost their homes and lives just this week? What right do you have to be carefully sidestepping it like this, huh? The rampage done by a villain, that's for sure. However, based on your faces, it doesn't look like you recognize that it's due to your mistakes that ended up like this. And Deborah's what? Would it make it up for what I've done if I were crying in front of you instead, huh? She says, of course it wasn't. I'm telling you to ease the damn panic. Get rid of the villains, that is. That is the only option you have left, isn't it? And Endeavor says, that's right. That is the only way. Someone like Endeavor can make up for it. And Blue Genius explains, however, we must also discuss the fact that with heroes resigning by the number protecting society at large is only becoming harder and harder. We hereby announce a plan to prioritize the protection of certain civilians. And they say, okay, hold up. What are you talking about? And they end up saying, after deliberation with the government starting today, UA High School will serve as a sanctuary, a designated shelter for those connected to the students in the hero course, With this large estate and unrivaled security, this decision seems the most viable. We get to see Deku's mom and Bakugo's mother, moving in possibly, and the parents of those in the school have already begun moving in, In a time of uncertainty such as this, you think that a shelter would provide any amount of security, and Endeavor says this measure is in place specifically because we are at a time of uncertainty. All your worries, your hatred, go ahead, direct them all towards me, okay? From here on out, it is not the lives of other heroes you should be concerned with. I request that you just watch me, And we see a lot of our heroes that are left, such as like some Washerman, we see Mountain Lady, Rabbit Hero, and Shota Arazawa, and many much more, There's like a narration talking about the number of heroes has decreased significantly. From that date on, if a person was holding out for a hero, there will be none to answer the call. Despite this, there are still those who stand up to fight. Even Dabi or Toya Todoroki, if you guys been keeping up with the rest of them, if you've been up to date with the manga, says, "Hey, Dad, isn't this enough torment already?" And there's a narration saying, when asked about One for All by the reporters, Endeavor says, "I don't know," so that Deku and All Might wouldn't be pestered further by the media. We get to see that there's some letters written by Deku. He says it says this letter right here, how he tells everyone at Class 1A, etc. at the door, and then we see how it says, like, "Dear Uraraka, thank you for everything. I don't feel like I should be keeping a secret from anyone in Class 1A, so I'm leaving a letter. My quirk is a power that All Might passed on to me. It is a special power. Shigaraki and All for One are trying to go after me to seize it. Before that happens, I must leave, and I'm sorry that I have to do this in the wrong moment, Even everybody in Class 1A is like, what the hell are they talking about, We get to see Shoji, Kaminari, Red Riot, Uraraka, Frappy getting these letters, They go like, what the hell is this guy doing, And even right now, there's a narration saying, if a hero is a figure that doesn't falter in any situation, no matter how dire. And we have to it that, like, it says, what do you call someone as dire as you? Even Uraraka calls Deku a dummy for doing such a thing. Then we see an ending of the chapter where Deku is all in by himself, standing on top of a city and getting ready to go into action. And then it's already April season, the new year to begin, And Deku ends up saying, "A big villain's attacking, huh?" And then the chapter ends up there as Deku-kun leaves his Hero Academia. This chapter right here was really devastating to me, man. I mean, like, ever since, going back to certain chapters, especially in this arc, and now seeing Deku leaving, it's really making a nasty emotional impact, I mean, if you guys may not realize it, I decided to do some research when the author of Hero Academia mentioned something that this series might be concluding very soon. And just the way how it ended right now, and the title is called, in this chapter 306, the beginning of the end, I'm guessing we're about to hit the breaking point right now, And it's already devastating for me already, because, like, if you think about it, if you guys been keeping up with the last arc of Hero Academia, you will understand that a lot of heroes were lost, and not to mention a lot of heroes are quitting, villains have conquered a lot of things, a lot of prisoners and crime is rising up, and now All for One and Shigaraki are released, and now Deku's on his own trying to make the tough decision, And he's talking with when he talked to the predecessors of All for One for All, etc. about the situation. Oh my gosh, man. I really hope Deku does not go this alone, man. This ain't something that, like, no hero should be able to do by himself. Even though All Might have defeated All for One back then and then a second time, this isn't something that Deku could do by himself anymore, man. I mean, think about it. I mean, he's not going to fight All for One and Shigaraki at the same time. This ain't something that this guy shouldn't be able to do. Sure, this is about a story about him being the greatest hero of all time, but this is something that how that greatest hero came to be. So I really hope, like, Class 1A, Bakugo, Todoroki, or somebody knocks some sense into Deku saying that you can't handle this burden alone. Not to mention, Deku tells everyone in Class 1A about his power, you know? And it's not something that he should, do alone. Now, I may be crazy and all that, but I understand why Deku's doing this. We all do. He doesn't want to put their life in danger just because he doesn't want to put their life in danger. And the fact that he saw the power of how Shigaraki and All For One can do, it just shows how devastating this is right now, dude. Like, a lot of things have happened in the last arc, and I could tell you this: once that gets animated, I'm gonna really tell you that this is not gonna be some freaking this is gonna be a total game changer. That's for sure. I mean, we're already getting season 5 of Hero Academia coming up next Saturday, you know, so we're only getting close to that point where it's gonna be a total game changer in a lot of ways to one. Oh man. Just by looking at Deku right now, that ending panel, you know, it only worries and concerns me right now, you know. Honestly, I really wish, and I'm repeating myself again, that I would have watched Jujutsu Kaisen or Sorcery Fight before reading this chapter, not after. Because right now, I just can't seem to focus because of what just happened. You could just imagine what kind of mental progress that Deku's going through right now, you know? I'm pretty sure this must be a very tough decision for him too. But he's only doing what he thinks is best, which is ironically what any character would be doing, especially in realistic life as well, you know? You don't want to put anyone you love and care about in danger just because, you know, Shigaraki and All For One are already deadly already. I mean, we've seen that. We saw that. All For One. We saw him fought All Might in many chapters ago. We even saw that in season 3. And now seeing Shigaraki and Izuku duke it out against each other and Izuku destroying himself, and looking at him right now, his arms, man. It looks like to me he's still able to use them, but it looks like it's much more thin than it. Either his arms are much more thinner or more skinnier than before, but whatever the case may be, yeah. As for Endeavor, he pretty much announces everything and confesses everything, not to mention Hawks and Blue Genius talking about everything too. Even right now, oh man. Oh man, he even confessed that if Twice's or Bubaigawa is left unchecked, you know, I'm gonna tell you right now, everything would have gone to hell if it wasn't for me killing him. And let's be honest, when Hawks killed Twice, I'm pretty sure Hawks literally had to make a choice. He could knock out Twice, but he'll get up and use his quirk. And we all know Twice's quirk, man. Duplication. And honestly, no matter how many powerful skilled heroes and all that you have, or even though you may outrank them in numbers and skills, possibly, when you're up against a freaking infinite amount of when you're up against infinity of clones, man, that's almost impossible to freaking outdo, man. So I can understand why Hawks did that. We all did. I'm pretty sure that must have been a total game-changing shock. Like I said, this war arc or something is a total game changer of what's to come, and etc. And right now, I'm just looking at this ending of the chapter and seeing Deku trying to handle this himself now, because he's now given a big power and responsibility to end this. But I really hope he doesn't go at this alone. There's no way he should be doing that. I really hope the author knows that too. Whether he's doing it just to tell us this is just the start, you know, or he's doing it in another way, I don't know. But yeah, it's already sad and devastating to see the Hero Society in shambles right now. There's not a lot of heroes left right now, especially when after All Might's retired, everything's starting to change. No, after All Might got injured or something, and villains' attacks being more aggressive lately throughout the series, it's already changing. And now this arc already made a big turnabout, or 180 or 360 turn already or something, you know? Whatever the case may be. One big turn or one big circular motion. Honestly, I didn't think I would talk about this, but I thought I'd just let it out right now. And now that I've done this, I think I'm just going to do recaps about every other chapter from now on. I mean, I can't believe we're getting towards the end right now, man. I mean, like, I did some research that the guy says, like, the series might come to an end sooner than expected, but my only question is, will there be a sequel to that? Because, honestly, yeah, man, this, I don't know how this is going to turn out in the next chapter, but I really hope Deku or Izuku Midoriya does not try to do this alone by himself, because there's no way he can do that unless he really told All Might and everyone else what happened, or this is just a situation where All Might understands, or maybe he planned this out with Izuku and possibly Bakugo. I don't know, but one thing was sure, like, I don't approve of Izuku's idea to try to leave him to protect everyone. Let's be honest, and I'm gonna say it as well. There is no way in hell that Izuku could handle Shigaraki and All for One by himself. He's gonna need help. He can't handle a giant army in him by himself, even though he has the most strongest, deadliest power inside of him. You know, I mean, it comes with repercussions, and whatever those repercussions is, even though he overcomes them eventually, he can't do this by himself. Not all the time, not all the way. No way, dude. I'm pretty sure you guys understand that. I understand that. I hope you guys agree, and I agree to it too. So, yeah, I don't know how this is going to turn out, but one thing was sure, this is the end. This is the beginning of the end now, and Izuku is on a road to possibly develop a little bit more, but like I said, when we ever watched episode 1 of season 1 of Hero Academia, or chapter 1, or the beginning of Hero Academia season, you know, or the manga or anime, this is where he becomes the world's greatest hero, but he has a long way to go, man. That's for sure. So, until then, people, I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm Alpha Zero. Have a good day, and I'll see you guys next time, alright? Peace out. Bye-bye. Toot-toot-toot!